Good morning, it's Jeremy. It's Tuesday, October the 8th. It's a beautiful day in Toronto here. I'm just down at Spadina Quay and I'm going to be testing out my new GPS GNSS receiver. So over there we have the La Famille Beneteau, and you can see it's a gorgeous day on the lake here. There's my test setup. So I've got my laptop and this is the new receiver here. The thing I like about it, it's the LNA, the BPF, and the receiver itself right at the antenna. It's a patch antenna, and it feeds into USB into the computer. It uses a prolific 2303 driver, so we'll look at that in a minute. Camtasia, and I got a friend watching us up here. There he is up there. There's a seagull. Hopefully he won't decide to do any damage to our setup here. So let's go over to Camtasia and look at the results. Okay, so the first thing we have to do for the receiver is set up the device, set up the COM port in the device manager. So here's the driver that we're using, the Prolific PL2303, and we're going to set it up for 4800/81 none. That's what we need for the GPS. Now when we go to the GNSS, the 4 systems, we're going to have to go up to higher data rate to accommodate all the data coming in. So we'll have to go up to 921/600. But for now, let's leave it at 4800 and we'll say OK. And then let's go into the utility, the GNSS utility here. So that's the utility for the receiver. And we'll pick the right COM port. It's COM 10. And then let's start the GPS. Okay, so we set up the receiver for 4800/81 none, so that's what we use for the GPS. And this is the GNSS serial port analyzer for the unit. And you can see right now all the satellites are receiving quite a few. If the quality is good, it'll be in blue. And that's our latitude and longitude down there. We're getting a 3D fix, so that's a good fix. We can also look at this in OpenCPN, which is what I'll do next. So there are my connections in OpenCPN. I'm COM 10, 4800, and there's my red boat. So it's a very good fix. It's right at the tip of Spadina Quay, so that's looking very good. All right, so let's go back to the serial utility. Okay, so now we're back on the serial utility. We're getting our GPS on the L1 L-band frequency. Let's change the baud rate now. We have to go to a higher baud rate if we want to see the information from the other satellites, because there's a lot of information coming in. So the way we do it here, don't touch this. This is what I did originally, which is wrong. You've got to go here, go down to 92100, 921/600, and hit change the baud rate. And this thing will go red for a minute. It'll stop. And then hopefully we'll get everything coming in. It says okay there. There we go. So now we're starting to get all the other satellites. So you can see there's the GPS on L1. There's a GLONASS. Or maybe that's Galileo. Maybe that's Galileo. No, that's GLONASS, that's Galileo, and that's Baidu. So we see we've got the 4 satellite systems there, and you can see there's a lot of satellites. The advantage of having all the satellite systems is that if you know, in space, if there's some sort of solar flare or some form of activity that knocks out a bunch of these satellites, with 4 systems you're always going to have a backup, which is important since we rely so much on our satellite navigation, not only for navigation but also for timing for the internet as well. Okay, so let's go over to the OpenCPN and see how that looks. So now I'm in OpenCPN, but I'm going to have to go and adjust my connection speed here. So I'm going to edit this. So this will be 92100, 921/600. And there's my red boat. So right at the tip again, so it's a very, very accurate fix. If the GPS is only pulling in 2 or 3 satellites, with the GNSS, you get the advantage of the other systems, so you can get a better reading. So there we go.